Oh, okay, guys. We'll see if this works. This is the tutorial on how to do linear perspective. So this is the worksheet that's got your squares on it, and you're going to turn these into three-dimensional cubes. So I'm going to place my horizon line. Here we go. Horizon line is the line going left and right that separates sky and earth. And then on that horizon line, you will put your vanishing point. You want your vanishing point to be as small as possible. You don't want, ladies, don't make this mistake of making a big, gigantic vanishing point. All right, so using a ruler, you don't freehand this. If you do that, if you freehand these lines, they're, I can't remember if they're 1 or 2 points each, but it's fine. Just don't do it, and you won't run into that problem. Okay, the easiest ones to do are the ones that are directly above the vanishing point, the ones that are directly above. So on your worksheet, you'll have 2. I'm not going to draw the one down there because I am lazy. All right, so let's get rid of those 2 lines. All right, lining your ruler up to the edge, going from the corner of the cube, square to your vanishing point. You want to draw these lines nice and light. Do not draw these lines very heavy because you'll have a hard time erasing them. All right, so technically this square has got 4 90-degree angles, but because these 2 back here are out of the sight of the viewer, you don't have to take those lines to the vanishing point. So technically, you have 4 corners that could possibly go to the 1 vanishing point, but we're only going to take the sides that were visible to the viewer, as if we were standing on the vanishing point looking out at the box. All right, so I'm going to now continue doing this to all of my sides, lining up my ruler to my sides. Notice how I don't draw all the way to the vanishing point. I could draw all the way to the vanishing point, but you know, that's more lines that I've got to erase, right, Trey? And we don't want to do that. So we're going to do it as easy as possible, less to erase. So I'm going to draw my lines just long enough, and I'm going to do this all the way around. This is just to establish my perspective lines, my converging lines. Converging lines are going to go toward the vanishing point. Oh no. So I'm going to do this to only the 2 on top because I don't want this video to be completely long. All right. I'm using a paint stick. I don't have a ruler. So I hope you guys, if you do get sent home, that you have an actual ruler and you're not using a paint stick stirrer. All right, so that's how you would make this thing look 3D. All right, so now I want to turn my squares into cubes. So in order to do that, I'm going to make sure that everything is 3D. So what I'm going to do, look at the top right-hand, see this right here? See that line I just drew right there? That's a vertical line, so I want to make this to be vertical. So I'm going to make a vertical line right in there. This is the hardest part about this entire drawing, is making your squares turn into 3D cubes, and they just have to be parallel. I call this parallel magic. So I'm going to use a different color right here. All right. See that right there? See how that line is parallel to this line, and this line is parallel to that line. That's how you make sure that all your squares are turned into cubes. So going back to black. AC/DC, back in black. All right. So on the left-hand side, right over here, I'm going to make this vertical. This is the hardest part. So if you struggle with this, all I got to tell you is just... I'll have to grade your papers and then let you know sometime next week how you're doing. Okay? So, all right. That is how you make this stuff 3D. One more time in red in case you're like, what is she doing? My mind's blown. So I'm going to this line right there. That's horizontal. I'm going to slide my ruler down. And then that is how that would look. Okay, so there you go. There's your 4-minute long and 40-second video. I hope this helps. If not, hey, there's always the internet, because this is just one worksheet. This is how we will do perspective, taking our 2D shapes and making them 3D, going back to the vanishing point, that little guy right there on the horizon line, this line that is left and right, separating sky and earth.